VibeCheck.
Episode 32.
Let's go.
It's 32. That's 32 weeks, right?
We're doing it, man.
Dude, we're over halfway through a year point. We've been consistent. First time we launched VibeCheck.
Proud of us.
That's kind of dope. We stopped at like 3 or 4, but that's when we were trying to do it like.
We only took like a year hiatus.
Yeah, but we weren't going live. We had to get it like edited and just.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, dude, a couple of my buddies, they were telling me like Dom, he has his podcast. He was like, oh, it's smart. You guys do it live.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, like he goes, yeah, because I don't make uploads, it's more traction. He goes, I'm sure YouTube's pushing live videos.
Yeah.
There's no reason because we don't need a fancy production, we don't need a fancy setup in order to talk about what matters most, and that is correct. We try to keep our podcast. We want it relatable. We want it to be helpful for anybody. But we try to do it, again, through our Savior Jesus Christ, and put His love through what we do and see life through His eyes. And hopefully when we talk about topics, that resonates within those topics.
And honestly, when it's live, it's so much easier to be like transparent and vulnerable, be on the spot, and just be real with you guys.
Exactly. And yeah, like comments, can you say my name?
The comments are coming in strong.
Your name has literally numbers, and I don't know how to pronounce that. I mean, how you would read that. Anyways, yeah, it's crazy. We're live like way earlier than usual.
We really are.
This is
I think it's even better because there's more people on.
Yeah, we have more people comment. I mean, this makes such a difference. Honestly. Yeah, straight up. Also, I feel like we're like more awake. We seem more lively.
Could be the Chipotle and 5-hour energy, but
dude,
shout out for both of them.
Chipotle, oh man, heat that shit up. That's my advice. And listen, this guy
vinaigrette.
Oh man,
get the tortilla in the bowl. That way you can eat the bowl and then have a burrito afterwards.
Soak that shit in vinaigrette.
That's a podcast.
I should warn, vinaigrette is over 200 calories. So like, you gotta be cool with it. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day,
worth it. Vinaigrette,
so gas. So gas. Microwave, melt the cheese. It's like a mozzarella stick all over my Chipotle. Just like done. It's like so good.
It's so fire.
But hear me out, guys. Today's topic, reacting versus responding. Which, Robbie, what does that mean to you?
Well, reacting versus responding. If you guys think about it, like if anybody's like bringing you either conflict or you're feeling like emotional in a responsive way to like react on your emotions to somebody or something that might be happening in your life, whether it be a stressor, something that's giving you anxiety, like if you're responding so quickly or reacting to it so quickly, you're going to come at it with a bunch of emotions that might like overload the situation. And if it's somebody that you're talking to, it might overload them. And you may be coming at them in a way that like, if you saw it from a third person's perspective, you might be like, damn, I really shouldn't have reacted that way. I should have taken some time and thought about how I wanted to respond. But the more and more times you confront situations that are similar, say, for example, you get in a conflict with a friend about like them being late, for example. and the more like you encounter that, like yes, you're gonna be like reacting the first couple times, but once it like occurs more than a couple times, you can like approach it next time after already thinking about it and respond to the situation. Say, hey, Timmy.
Hey,
Timmy. I just wanted to be like upfront and just transparent with you about like how I'm feeling about like you being late all the time. So I'm not really comfortable with that, and I don't know if like it's something that you're struggling with, but like I'd really appreciate it if you could be on time rather than like, dude, what the hell, you're late all the time. You can see like the difference between reacting and responding. So
the difference of reaction is when you let emotions take out the logistics of how you're processing the situation. You're not thinking about it. Reaction, it's emotion. It's like, well, I'm mad. Well, F you. Instead of like responding and taking that time to like process and responding with what you would do typically in a logical mindset, which would be a clear mindset, not with an emotion.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that a lot of people do label, like even themselves. Yes, they label each other, but they label themselves too. Like say, for example...
Sorry, we're reading comments. Everyone's just like, you guys reading them? We're getting a lot of those. Yes, we are. It's just this guy's... He's in the zone right now. Robbie,
So say for example, like if you like failed a test, for example, you're like, oh, I'm a failure, or oh, I'm stupid. It's like you're not stupid. You just like didn't study for that test, or you're like there was like a time crunch on that test that you like weren't prepared for. You didn't like study enough for it. You're not stupid. You're not a failure. You just like you might have failed the test, but that doesn't make you a failure. And a lot of people do this with other people too. Like say if he is late all the time, it's like he's just an inconsiderate person. No, it's a labeling. But like if you just say like, nah, he was late that one time, and it's just might be something that he's struggling with, may not have like a tight grip on.
Or
So
even
really
more around the bush, like he might be a manipulative narcissist, but that's like not really a label.
super labeling.
Yeah.
But just taking that approach at it and just saying like everything in life is so circumstantial and apt to change, and so nothing really is permanent when it comes to labels when you're talking about an action, whether it be a lie, a steal, a late, whatever it might be. It's like you can't use that as a label because honestly, like that's gonna like make the person believe that they are that thing, when in reality it's just like a moment that occurred that they can definitely change. It's not permanent.
And I don't want to try to get old Gary V and talk about patience,
Value.
but there comes a lot of patience when responding. So I used to be a man who I was never one
He
to.
used to be a man, but he's going through.
Yeah, look at my hair now.
He's going through
I'm getting
couple
my
changes.
facial hair off. I'm becoming a woman. I'm becoming a woman, dude.
Hey, everybody from Ohio, he moved to LA, just so you know.
Yeah, I became a stoner, getting my facial hair off. What is
That's
happening?
the next
man?
step, you know.
No, but hear me out, guys. I used to be someone where it's like, we have a conflict. Okay, on the spot, we gotta like shut this down. We gotta like figure this out because it's not worth it. But that's a lot. Like what I didn't realize at the time was that was reaction. It was like, okay, like we're feeling this way, so we have to take care of this now. But I didn't realize how unfair even to myself that was, because when you can take that patience and have that time to really process your thoughts, to respond with logic later and not lash out in emotion, whether that's anger or sadness, or even like you're being too nice and you need to hold accountability, but you're just in a really good mood and acting with that reaction. There needs to be that time where you slow down the response. I mean, when you slow down to respond, and I say, honestly, I would describe that as being more calculated.
Calculated, yeah.
And more intentional. And honestly, calculated, that was a term because Kia, I was saying something, Kia goes, huh, I like how calculated you are.
Yeah.
I know your mind works that way. I like being calculated. It's when you can think things through.
I think that is important, but at the same time, like making sure that you're not just calculating it on your own. You're getting like valid resources from people that you know you love and respect.
Yeah, we were just talking
I think
about
it's
this.
super crucial.
Yeah.
Because if you're like super hyper vigilant, for example, or like super hyper rational, and you think like,
Tell me to take the fucking test.
this is the real thing that I believe. This is the real like outcome that I expect. It's like what your reality is might be perceived completely different from somebody else's. So getting a good like peer group that can support like whatever you're going through, and like asking them like, what are your thoughts on the situation? What are your thoughts on how I'm going to respond to this? Like doing that and like seeing it for what it could be rather than how you think it's going to be portrayed could be completely different. Say if you're like sending a text to somebody that like you're I don't know, just like having a disagreement with, your approach may seem like very rational to you, but from the outside perspective, like I just had this happen to me this morning about like texting my Uncle John. It's like 86 years old.
So my Uncle John. He's like,
Yeah, my Uncle John. My Uncle John is like 86
86
years old, and
Johnny
we had a disagreement, and and I had somebody read the text message, and they were literally like, "God, you're kind of being rude in that," and I'm like, "Damn, like you're right. I didn't really see that for what it was. I was just like, portraying my emotions and kind of projecting like how I felt." And so approaching it rather than being assumptive, I need to approach it a little bit more curiously, and like asking him like, "Hey, what are your thoughts on this?" Instead of like, "Oh, you're just saying this to me because you think this." It's like, don't be so assumptive. Actually come at it with curiosity, and things will be a lot smoother for you.
It's really funny because I was just about to use like the same example with the text. I was like, it literally from today. Because I literally told Robbie, I was like, yo, like, here's a text. And I always try. It's like, sometimes when you lay down the law, you have to be serious. But when joking around guy is serious, it's like, oh, yo, you good? Or it's like, are you pissed? It's like, I'm just not joking around. Yeah, but you always joke.
It perfectly just tied into the topic too, because that's literally like me reacting rather than responding.
Yeah.
In a text.
And here, this
So I was like,
this is actually
I was
why
like-
I was happy with how I acted. Because I waited. Like the text I'm gonna send, I was like waiting just when it made sense. That would be ideal to avoid any chance of the most conflict. Like I used to be someone again who would be very reactive because it's like on the spot we gotta take care of it. But no, when you can process your thoughts, a lot of times things that you think like you want to give time to, you're like, you kind of, when you calm down, you see your other priorities and you're like, damn, I don't have the time for this. And you kind of don't want to make the time anymore. And then you protect your time. So I'm very patient. They say if it bothers you up to 24, 48 hours, say something, which I can attest to. But yeah, pretty much if something bothers me longer than 2 days, I'll say something. But a lot of times I don't, honest to God, like, you remember. Like a lot of times I don't
Sometimes
remember.
it'll just fall off. And sometimes you'll realize it's not even as important as you thought it was in the moment.
You get so busy. Like, we're human. We could be triggered even by small things at times. We could be emotional. And so if you react, like when you react in the moment and you never give yourself time, even if it's a little time to process and slow down, you don't know if you are then overreacting or if what you're doing is logical. Even if you go, hey man, just, like, give me a second. Like, just take a breather, take 5.
And a lot of people can't even handle the fact that like you might say something like that too, because like if you're just like, hey, I just need a breather from this, and they're like being like down your throat about like, no, you need to figure this out right now.
Yeah.
That's like really all or nothing thinking, and yeah, it's just like a projection of their own like
Insecurity.
Need for control in the moment.
I think they also get offended too. I feel like they'd be like, when you're like, oh, I gotta take a breather. It's like, what are you saying? Like, I'm wrong. I'm the one causing the problem. Like, you can't take me anymore. I feel like they feel like the minute you're kind of like, I gotta step aside for a second. Because they feel like they're the ones like going at it. You're kind of like walking away.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want them to feel like, oh, they're crazy because they're being like hyper, you know, whatever. You just like be like, hey, I'm just gonna take a moment, take a breather, really think about how I want to respond.
Your feelings are valid, but I need to like.
Yeah, if they can handle that, like that's when. Like,
dude, you literally did that to me one time
healthy,
before.
yeah.
Like, I think it was like 2 years ago. We were literally in my apartment, not our apartment.
Malibu?
No, it was literally the microwave.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I don't want to like waste time cleaning. I was like, just use the cover, and you're like, I don't think the cover's necessary, which clearly it's not. Like, the microwave's pretty good. I think we know who the real microwave monster was.
No shout outs necessary.
We had 3 roommates, no shout outs necessary. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But here, yeah.
Hey, love you, buddy. Love you.
I was like, dude, why is like, why don't we just use the lid? And he's like, dude, I don't feel it's necessary. I actually think, I think you even said like, you don't think it heats up.
It actually wastes time.
Or it heats up the lid as much, or it doesn't heat it up as much. Like, it might like prevent.
Especially with what I'm learning right now, even my meal prep containers, they're made of plastic. Even plastic covers, anything you're putting in the microwave with your food is like getting cooked into your food.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I can see
There's
that.
like BPA particles or some plastic thing.
It could even like melt and go on, yeah.
It could, like, I don't think that's happened.
I'm gonna say like food that would be dried onto the cover if it gets on, the food gets.
Yeah, it's gross.
Bottom line, I was like, bro.
No plastics in the microwave.
And it's like late at night, getting back, and I'm like, bro, like, we just gotta use the cover. And he's just like,
no.
I need to go in my room for a second. I'm like, well, bro, it's not a huge deal. And he's like, no, I just like, before I say something I don't mean, just give me a second. I was like, all right. And I don't even know
Okay.
We made it talk about it the next day. I was like, oh, bro.
Okay.
Okay. But it was just like, yeah, like, before I'm gonna say something, like, it was just about a microwave. And it was just like, because it wasn't like we're going on 4 hours. I was like, Robbie, the microwave. We're just kind of like, yo, dude. And then Robbie at that time was probably just like, we're not talking about a microwave. It's like, I gotta. So,
ridiculous.
But he could have reacted.
Your feelings are valid, though.
Honestly, I really received that. But he could have been, like, be like, Shane, and he grabbed me and just fucking threw my head in the trash can.
Just like
and
the
be
chair today.
There's your microwave cover, you son of a.
Imagine I pick you up and like throw you on the ground and you just like.
I'm not even the car chair.
Like the milk.
Yeah, I didn't need. Yeah, people go, Dunagi. When we smash milk in videos, they're like, Dunagi, how would it feel if you're that milk carton? It's like, well.
What do you think about that?
And then I'm shaped as a milk carton, and then that'll do the trick.
God.
But yo, guys, straight up.
It's so dark, low key.
Yo, low key, that's
so dark.
That's me dying. What's that from?
Peter Griffin. Like Mick does that all the time. He's like, "Hey, Lois, that's so dark."
But when does Peter ever say that?
Like he said it a couple times. Lois for sure, obviously, and then.
Shwink.
All right.
Yeah, I was watching this thing earlier. It was like, I actually was watching this earlier. I never watched Family Guy, but this randomly popped in my head. I was listening to music this morning, and this tune, I don't even know why. You remember it was like, um, your accents remind me of this. It was, I sure hope this dinner party does not get ruined. And then Quagmire just hops on the table, opens up his clothes, he goes, get it, go. And then he goes, who else but Quagmire? He's Quagmire, Quagmire. You never really know what he's gonna do next. Remember that? He's Quagmire, Quagmire. He's like, giggity, go.
I feel like I have seen that, but
Dude, Quagmire,
Drawing a blank.
I just remember as a kid, always, so Quagmire, he always reacts. Like,
true.
anytime a girl or Anava is playing, hey, wait a second, we were just getting busy, get it, go. He would never like think about, oh, wait a second, like,
How did we get on Family Guy? Oh,
You brought
the
it.
voice. I
You're-
just did the voice. Because it was dark, and I was like, that's so dark.
yeah, when did Peter ever say that? It's like, that's how we
It's a
started
mixed
the first
impression,
time.
and I trust him.
No, it's like we literally, well, then again, Mick also said, he's evil. And I don't know, he's a big Halloween guy. Anyways, let's get back on topic. We are reading comments here and there. It's just we're trying to like talk some deep shit.
Facts.
That being said, reacting versus responding also has a lot to do with how close you are with a person, because I would say like when a situation's clear to both individuals where it's like, okay, this ain't too deep.
I feel like that'll really like decipher if it's necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Then you kind of say, okay, like, yo, I trust this person that if I were to react right now and like show in quotes my true colors, I don't know, like if it's small enough, you kind of know maybe you just get out there, get it done, or you can learn more about that person. But I would say it's always safer to respond.
Yeah.
And be patient and wait, because these enemies will come for you.
Leeches.
You need to be ready. No, you guys, I'm just telling you, man, patience, sitting back for the right moment. You just gotta, because it's kind of like I don't know why. I think I have a camera angle, filming too close, first taking a step back, because then I could zoom in and fix it, but I can't like recreate shots I didn't catch.
Right.
Like it's always going to take a step back and be
Yeah.
safe. But sometimes when it's like really quick, you just gotta get in there and get the fucking angle.
Get in there.
You gotta get in there and get the angle. Bro, why do I feel like it's only been 17 minutes? I have like, I feel like there's more to talk about with this topic.
Yeah, honestly, like I think we've talked about this a little bit before, but it's always good to like just reinstate that like your timing when you're talking about like responding to somebody, it really is crucial in understanding where the other person's at in their journey of like self-awareness and just understanding of the situation that's going on. So if they're not like ready to receive what you're going to say, you have to be really conscious of the fact that like, okay, they just may not be ready or willing to even receive what I'm going to say, even constructively. So I think it's really important for you to like have that understanding, and to have that understanding, like you just use like your just prior sources of like of these when these situations have happened, and if they haven't happened, just like really analyze the situation for what it is and ask yourself, is the person going to be respectful moving into this conversation? And if you feel like they're mature enough to do so, I think it's the right time to do that. But if not, it's probably not even worth having, and it may be a result of just a disconnect. I'm not saying that means like you got to block the person or like cast them out of your life or whatever it might be, but just like a healthy distance is totally cool. It's totally natural. Like people are in your life for a season, for a
Totally
reason,
cool.
and I think it's totally fine for that to happen sometimes. That natural distance, like if you see somebody that doesn't align with like your morals, your values, like your intentions, and like you just aren't serving each other in life. It's just kind of like this person's only going to bring me stress, and although I want them to do well, they don't have to be next to me while I do that. So I just like, I hope you're doing well over there.
He said it so calm. He goes, yeah, and I'm just like, hope you're doing well over there.
I'm not stressed. I'm not even pressed about the situation. But like, if I were in
I'm
that
not
situation, I'm just like, what's going on?
Hey,
Hope you're doing well.
because he has a lot of money.
Yeah.
And honestly, that brings me to what I actually wanted to say next. Be cautious. Just be very aware when you're around people who are very reactive. That's I can't believe I even said that yet.
Yeah.
When people, whether it's anger issues, lack of patience, just you don't have to perceive it. And generally, a lot of times when people react like that, they're not prioritizing empathy. And
Give me an example. Like, if you were to like be angry, for example, like, give me an example of something you would say if you were like upset.
dude, what the hell?
With the microwave?
Like I don't even know.
Just anything you can say
Like
like
if
what
I
the
had to
hell.
pretend for the microwave?
Yeah, like if you had like anything to like be upset about, like just give me an example of what that would be, and I would just like handle it accordingly.
Let me think. Let's go. Bro, why didn't you tell me you canceled your AMC membership? I got stuck losing $20.
Oh really, dude? I didn't know like honestly you were still like on the membership, but
Yeah, I'm pissed. Lost 20. I'm losing another 20.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you're Venmo me? Shit.
Sorry to hear that, bro. Um, like may I ask like what I could do better to like you know help you with your piece moving forward?
Now that I'm taking a step to sit back, I kind of realized I was kind of overreacting. I appreciate your response to that. You had no idea?
No, no, yeah. I just thought you like watched the movie last time. I wasn't sure if you were like still on that or not, but like, um, yeah. I apologize if I didn't let you know ahead of time, but
Yeah, but what about? No, I actually do receive that.
that's how you do it.
I
But
don't.
like how your composure is so important, and I feel like that says a lot to do with like your maturity level too. Sometimes yes, it's important to have reaction and like really let the person know how you're feeling, but like to like really set it and like it doesn't have to be an aggressive manner. It can just be like an assertive manner. Just be like,
Yes.
yeah, it's like this is the way it is. This is how I feel.
And how he
I'm
was
not like
calm.
I'm not like angry about it, but like
Yeah, he's a good word.
I'm respectful, but at the same time getting my point across.
That's exactly why where it's like you're like, oh, you're calm about this because a lot of times when people will lash out at you, when you just respond very calmly, it almost always works.
It's like that video you were showing me about that.
I had another example.
But yeah, do another one because that one's probably not.
I can't even say it now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was just like, yo, like this one dude, Milk, let's just call him Milk Dudhead. He was raising his voice to me. He says, yeah, like blah blah blah. And I'm just kind of like, no, honestly, I completely understand how you feel. It's like
It's like I would feel the same way if I were in your shoes.
it's hard to keep yelling. You're like why would you do this? I get that. Yeah, because yeah, no, yeah. It's like just being very calm and already taking that step back.
Not fueling the fire.
Even-
not adding gasoline to it.
Even my dad, if he's like, Shane, what are you, fucking pretty boy? You're lazy as hell, whatever. It's kind of like I don't even. I just
Shout out
know.
Mr. Nagy.
Yeah, yo, Dad, what's up, P? No, but that's like I just even if I know what they're about to say, it's about to be like, just gutter mouth, hocus pocus, mind trick. I gotta go. My rat's here. My dad's picking me up. See you, bro. Take care of it.
Right.
It's like you just give him the middle. You're like, "What's up, Nick? You forgot his phone, but what's going on?" No, but no. Like even if my dad's like yelling and stuff, it's like I know. Okay, I could respond because say he's insulting me, which this is not like a thing, a common thing, but it has happened before where. But I already take a step back because I know anything I would say, although they're insulting me, it's that chance to be that example of what a bigger person would do, or I take that step back because when someone's like "f you" and they're screaming, they're cussing you out, and you're like, I can see why you would be upset. And it's like you can't keep yelling at someone, insulting them, and they're like, fair, I understand, although I don't totally agree, I do understand what led you to think that, and your feelings are valid. Being calm, being patient, taking a step back, be cautious around those who react. Because again, this guy who just started yelling at me, it's like did having red flags, and it's like you got to be cautious of red flags. Those who always sit back and practice patience and respond more so than quickly react also show more confidence and stability over their emotions. And a lot of times, what I've been doing to try to be better at this in general is pray to God for clarity. Because when I pray to God, I'm like, yeah, like, let me know what is best in this situation, not for my plan, but for your plan for me. And a lot of times, it's like, I know it's like, okay, instead of responding now, because what I respond is what I think is best, I actually need to take the time to go to my room tonight, pray, and see what God tells me, because He might show me this other route that is better. And I'm like I can't be like, oh God, yeah, I already took care of it, but man, I wish I did that. And it's not like, what, you're trusting your plan, not mine, but like I try to go through God, have clarity with it, and respond through him and like him. Respond Christ-like, act Christ-like, and that love hopefully will be relevant when you're talking to those people that you're having those issues with.
Absolutely. Do you ever feel that there's a certain amount of times where like you can, forgive somebody, let them back in your life, forgive somebody, let them back in your life? Do you feel like there's like a certain point of which you just have to like make that distance, or do you feel like you can always forgive and like let them back in?
I don't think it even needs to be repetitive. I think it would be a first violation. I think it could be as simple as
You think it always is a first time violation, or is it circumstantial?
I think it's circumstantial based upon two things. One, priority. If you could see them being in the long run, if it's like worth the investment, whether it's career, fitness goals, maybe just someone at your workplace you're not gonna be able to avoid, and you,
Right.
which brings me to number two, mutuals. And I told this to my in quotes enemies.
I would say also three is the severity of the problem, but
Yeah. That's I would say is the most.
yeah,
That's the base for everybody.
yeah.
But that's always the start. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
I would say build up that.
You were like, this one's obvious, but
yes,
got it.
but that yeah, correct. And then
Just make sure fans know.
yeah, guys, no, that's the consider it like a pyramid. I said number one's this. That third is the biggest. That's the base. How severe it is. I would say that's like the base, the most common, know what to reflect on. And then number one, how long you know them. But number two, I would say secondary to what's best for yourself, which would be not that number one, if you can see them in the long run and be mutually giving for yourself, would be you got to be cautious of your mutuals.
Yes, we can see the chat. Shout you out. A lazy gaming. There you go.
Yup.
Cool.
Okay. Yo, power up. Hate my shorts.
Appreciate that.
Yo.
The comment supports.
I will respond
Thank
to you
you.
later when I can process that hatred. Opinion on
It's
Girl
like,
Chase.
I'm gonna have
Good.
to not react to that and respond to it later.
I honestly don't care. Some people care about hate comments, guys. I can tell you, you guys can.
It's more fuel to like
worst?
the fame, really. It's like
I don't mind.
if somebody takes time to like put out a negative comment, it's like bad press is good press.
Bad
So
press
we
is good press.
appreciate that.
I'll be honest. The things that trigger me
Keep 'em
are
coming.
people I hold in my close circle. If they have anything negative to say, like if it's constructive criticism, I'm saying all at it. If someone close to me says something negative, a hate comment, then I'd be like, oh, dude, fuck, I thought we were like brothers. I'd be like, damn, like I will go from I don't care, like I don't even know you, to oh shit, bro, I thought I knew you. It's
But
like,
at the same time,
damn.
if somebody's like close to you and they're like saying something that's like, just like straight up disrespectful, that's when you would respond like that. But like if you think they truly have the best intentions for you and they're saying something that could be seen as negative, but they're really trying to give you constructive criticism,
You gotta look at the intent.
that's when you have to like look at like, is this person looking for the best for me? Or is this like, what's this person's intention really at the end of the day? Yeah. Like, is it like, are they actually trying to crap on me, or are they actually like, they want the best for me and they're just like seeing something that I might not be able to see myself and wanting me to do better in life? So just really take that into consideration next time you get in like some beef with like a close friend, for example,
Wait, actually, yes.
or even a lover.
Close friends, mutuals. I literally forgot to close up my last point. Secondary reason, mutuals. It's hard, like when you gotta decide whether or not to let someone back in your life, or we're kind of in a similar situation. It's like when you have mutuals, and it's like you guys were a group. It's like then it's like, okay, like is this fallout or removing this person from my life going to somehow be a burden or like an obstacle for many of my friends? Where if just minimal effort to keep it civil can keep it great with everyone else, I then will take the time to prioritize that. Unfortunately, it's like that's what I would expect from enemies, but hasn't been shown. But what I personally believe is the best. I don't believe you should have an enemy or someone you're not cool with. I believe you should always try to keep it at least civil. But there's a certain point where after attempts, and this would be to specifically answer your question, after specific several attempts to keep civil, and it's like, same shit. You can keep forgiving, but it's like, dude, having you in my life, or woman, having you in my life, whatever they may be, it's like, it's draining me, and it is posing risk to hurting people I care about. So I need to forgive you now from a distance. I have to have you over there. Although I have processed, and I'm now responding to you calmly. I can't, at the end of the day, you know what you did. And if you don't, you will come to that learning and that lesson, but you don't need me there for it.
Yeah, I'd say if like there were a point where you ever felt the need to like block somebody even, it's like
If
like,
they're spamming,
if they're like harassing you straight up and
Yeah.
you're just like, I can't have this in my life, like that's totally cool. But like if something's going wrong and like you straight cut somebody off from even being able to like apologize if you wanted to, that's where it's like almost taking a step too far, because I feel like it's always like the positive thing to do to like
don't be a pleaser.
like leave the door cracked so that like if they want to apologize or like make amends, like they can do so, and it's better for the both of you rather than just
You
like,
give them a
having,
chance to be positive.
having a locked door and then like trying to knock on and bang on it.
Uh-huh.
It's like not even worth that, because like there's so much tension in your own mind, because like if you're having like any form of like resentment or you're holding on to like not forgiving somebody, that's only like a chain like tied to your foot that you're not letting go of. So if you can like
Right.
truly let that go and like unchain yourself and like let the person like do their thing, and
Unchain
like
melody.
you can feel that like you handled it the best way you possibly could, and so did they at the end of the day. That's where the true freedom.
Yeah, I try not to
Go
block.
for it.
I generally, like, when I know I need to put that distance, like, I will always make sure there's a door. Because when you have the door open, like, you gotta give them a chance. If someone, like, like, what if someone goes, you know what? I realized I was a son of a bitch. And I decided that I was gonna stop being in my ways and give myself to God. And I wanted to take the time, if you allow me, to come here and let you know that I'm sorry. And it's like I would want to provide an opportunity for that person to be able to practice that and then use that strength for like other situations, even not related to me. But when you block, it's like you kind of just, it's like, no, resentment will be permanent and you will deal with that. It's like, I don't know. I believe in blocking if it's a mutual block or when you gotta stop, as being harassed. Completely agree.
Yeah, I'm curious, Nagy. It's pretty good on this topic.
Oh,
But, like,
right, boy.
how much is your merch for a VibeCheck sweatshirt or t-shirt?
To be honest, I don't know what we have a price at. Maybe 25 max.
25
right?
max? I don't know. Would you be comfortable if we like offered a giveaway for like those who do shout out the podcast on their
We
stories?
have a sweatshirt we can already give away. That hasn't even been worn. Didn't we? We just had. I think they gave us a sample.
Oh.
I still have. Yeah,
Perfect.
I'll give it to one of you guys. It's
Honestly, like anybody that like
Easy.
shouts us out, like tags us on Instagram, simple as that, and you like share the podcast, like we'll like select somebody at random and just like give
Yeah.
away a sweatshirt, just like as a thank you for like promoting and like supporting us.
and Robbie, if it's
Oh.
cool,
I'll pay for the shipping.
we could like, bro. Like, if it's cool, we could like write a card specifically made by us and put our names on it and be like, hey,
It's very thoughtful, Nick.
and we can shout them out.
Give us a little, give a little signature.
Look, I just thought the sweatshirt was so materialistic.
That's a good point.
Where's the thought?
Where's
dude?
the thought? There's
Where's
no
the
thought
thought?
and time put into that.
I'm not speaking of time. I wanted this to at least hit 30.
Yeah,
But not
just
on a
like
forced note.
rolled on. It just like was so easy and
I'm
it
good.
just flowed.
Are you good? You want to
Yeah.
say anything else? I wanted to. I got everything I want to say.
Yeah, Smokey, we see you. Just respond to the chat real fast. Ala Hazy Gaming, yep, we see you, man. Cool,
Holla,
man.
Hazy Game.
There we go. Wub Dub Smokey, yep.
TikTok.
Just like acknowledging the chat. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we're gonna try going live earlier. We got significantly more viewers.
Yeah, you guys just give us a yeah, if you guys like want to be put in the raffle, literally tag us on Instagram at Shane Nagy, at Robbie J Bobby, and then we will select at random for one of you guys to get a sweatshirt and a nice handwritten card from the both of us. So
You guys want us to go live TikTok? We got TikTok down there. You guys want us going live earlier? Should we go
Yeah.
live earlier? Because we try to do it 8 or 9, but it seems earlier we're having better results. But again, we know it's all about the
by
value.
double actually.
Double, yeah.
Yeah.
Opinion of the world nowadays continues to need Christ.
Yeah, amen.
I have nothing else to say regarding it.
Yeah, we're good.
If you have to go, I understand that. We're actually about to go ourselves. Alrighty, guys. We are based on the views. Amen. Facts. Smokey. Smokey!
Yeah, just continue spreading that love and positivity from JC and make sure you're putting a lot of value up out into the world, man. So
I knew you, but I went
Keep
back.
it up
I
going.
felt it. All right, guys. That being said, thanks so much for watching our podcast. This was episode 32. We'll be back next week at 33. And Robbie J. Bobby Instagram, Shane Nagy Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat.
every platform
TikTok.
you can think of, MySpace.
Robbie just posted this brand new Ghostface video.
Check it out, Robbie J.
He's
Bobby.
the real actor from the movie. You can tell by the mask. It looks very similar. It's the same. But yeah, You guys gotta check that out. Anyways, thank you TikTok. Thank you YouTube. We'll talk to you guys later.